Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we've got some great news for the shop. In here we will no longer be sweating, and by that I mean we will be installing a mini split or an AC unit into the garage. I just received the mini split yesterday. It's an 18,000 BTU Diakaku or whatever you call it, some Chinese brand of mini split. It's going to be going right up on the wall here between the two doors that go into the house. The line set, I've got to clean off this shelf behind me, which is going to be a pain. It's full of junk. All that stuff's going to come off the shelf. The line set runs down behind me along that wall, going outside to the condenser, which will be mounted on the outside wall of the house. And that will be getting installed now. In this video, I'm going to document the entire process for you guys. It's an 18,000 BTU mini split, which should be more than enough to cool my slightly less than 800 square foot garage here. So my friend Steve's flying in from out of town. He owns his own HVAC company. The timing just works out perfect. He's actually going to help me evacuate with a vacuum pump the system to get it fully up and running. I'm going to show you the unit in a minute. I'm going to unbox it for you guys, show you what comes with the unit. I did purchase the 18,000 BTU mini split. I purchased the wall brackets to mount it to the side of the house, and I purchased a 16-foot line set in addition to the 11-foot line set that came with it. We're going to weld those two lines together to give it the full length that we need to get out to the condensing unit. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get all the stuff off this shelf so we have plenty of room. The inside air unit's going to go right here on the wall. The line set and the drain's going to run all the way down behind this shelf here and outside over here. The condenser will be over here on the outside of the house. So we need to get this entire shelf cleaned off to make room for running the line set and running the drain, running the power over here for the outside condenser. So we're going to do that right now. Everything we got in for the mini split install right here. We've got the brackets that go on the outside of the house that hold the condenser, which is down at the very bottom. Here we have the 16-foot line set, which goes from the inside unit to the outside unit, two copper lines and a drain line. And right here, this box right here is what we're going to open up right now. This is the unit that gets mounted on the inside wall where all the cool air comes out and sucks the humidity out of the room. So we're going to open this box up right now and get this mounted on the wall in the garage. We've got two copper line sets that come with the unit. They're about 11 feet long, not going to be long enough, so we're going to have splicing these onto the 16-foot line set that we bought extra to this unit. This looks like it's some clay to plug up the hole, some tape to go around. It looks like it's actually the drain hose, so we're probably going to end up putting in a 1/2-inch hardline drain hose out to the side of the house. This is a flexible hose right now, so we'll have to figure out how we go from this line to the 1/2-inch line. But we'll worry about that in a little bit. First, we want to get this unit mounted on the inside wall of the garage, and then we'll decide where the drain will actually go through the outside. We've got instructions and a remote control. It looks like the power line that runs from the outside unit to the inside unit. Looks like a wall bracket for the remote and some rubber pads to probably help with shock protection. It's actually not too heavy. And it actually looks like another longer electrical line. Get the box out of here. This is actually a very nice looking unit. It's nice and white. Daisuki is the brand. Some Chinese brand, but hey, they're pretty much, a lot of them are the same these days. This is the back of what the wall unit looks like. It's got this little metal bracket here. This bracket gets mounted to the wall. These are the lines that come off, and they're going to shoot down the side, heading to the outside. So we need to take this metal bracket off, measure where this is actually going to sit, and get it mounted up on the wall, and then set this unit onto the metal bracket. These lines, the drain hose and the two copper line sets are going to shoot out the side, go outside. So, really nice looking unit. I'm going to get this mounted up on the wall. I'm going to actually bump it out with a 2x4 from the wall because I have to run some ropes down behind the unit. I'll actually show you why. I've actually got some extension ladders suspended from the ceiling with pulleys. It's kind of a neat little system. Works great for holding your ladders. I'll show you that in a little bit. So we're going to take this metal bracket off the unit right now. There's two little tabs that are holding the bottom side of it. So all you do is you push down just a little bit and these pop right out. And there's one Phillips screw right here that's holding it in. So I'm just going to take that Phillips screw out. Give it up. Give me the screw. This is the bracket that ends up getting mounted on the wall. So I want to center this unit in between my shelf and the door frame. So I know the unit's 39.5 inches wide. So I just want to measure and see how much room I have and where we're going to have to center this thing. The inside unit's actually 39.5 inches long, which means it's 19 3/4 inches is the halfway point. So I'm going to mark 19 3/4 inches from one way to the other way from the halfway mark we just put in. So I know exactly where this unit will be centered in between the shelf and the door trim. I need to read the instructions to figure out how high down from the ceiling I need this unit to be. I don't want it to be crammed right up against the ceiling, but I also want it up as high as I can get it so I have enough slope to get the drain out of the garage. So according to the instructions here, we want to mount the unit 6 inches down from the ceiling. So we don't want it any closer than 6 inches to the ceiling. So we are going to mount it probably roughly around 6 inches, maybe a little bit lower from the ceiling. And that's all we need to do right here. We're going to mark 6 inches down from the ceiling. That's where we're going to mount the top of the unit. So that'll be right around here. I need to pull these ropes back right about an inch so I can clear. I'm going to put a brace here connecting the two studs, and then I'll put 2x4s to actually brace the unit up. So the unit's going to be about 3 inches off of the wall. It'll look perfectly fine. It'll make it over top of my power line here, running the switch. I'm going to paint the wood behind it so if you do see the edges and stuff, it's going to look nice. I know the board is going to be right here that we're going to mount. I just need to find the studs. There should be one right behind this rope. There should be one right around this area. We're going to find the studs now. So I cut this 2x8, that's going to go on the wall right here. So I'm just going to mark where I need to drill for the flag holes to go through. There, so this is going to mount just like that. And there's going to be two 2x4s that mount on here, wherever the spacing is for the actual wall unit, and we're going to paint this all white just in case you can see up underneath because it's going to stick out. We're going to drill this right now. I got 4 lag bolts, 1/4 inch lag bolts, 3.5 inches long. I'm going to pre-drill the holes on here 5/16, and then we're going to mount this up on the wall. Alright everyone, it's the next day now. All the paint is dry. We're going to get the unit mounted on the wall behind me right now. And then we work on drilling the hole that goes outside. That's going to be kind of a pain in the butt as I need a 3-inch hole. I don't have a 3-inch hole saw, so I'm going to end up drilling a whole bunch of little tiny holes, whacking it with the Tanya Harding to pop it open. So we're going to work on that right now. Right, I'm going to break this section out right here. That's what I was looking for. I was wondering where the connections go. Here's the wiring diagram. Right there. Use this wire here that came with it. All the wires are actually numbered. And then these terminals are all numbered 1, 2, 3, and then ground. So that makes it easy. So the terminals are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. These wires are actually labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the ground, which is the green wire. We're going to connect these up right now and get the unit hung up on the wall. right now I've actually drilled a test hole straight through. We're not going through a filled block, so that's really good. I drilled a shot straight through so I know exactly where we need to mark on the outside for the 3-inch hole we're going to drill out. And I circled around here. I'm using my 3-inch stainless exhaust pipe as my template for the 3-inch hole. Basically set it right around the hole, traced it out. Then I'm going to use my 3/16" bit here to actually just start drilling all the way around this. Hit it with a hammer and it should chunk out the center of it. It's not the most ideal way to do this, but it will work, so that's what I'm going to work on right now. So using the old Tanya Harding worked perfect. Now you can see the hole outside here. I'm going to go outside, I'm going to trace the 3-inch hole outside and do the exact same thing that we just did on the inside, outside. Now we're on the outside of the house. This is the hole that actually came out, so we're going to take this 3-inch stainless pipe and mark outside where we want the hole to actually be. I've already unstrapped this box, so all it does is lift off from the top. Once it's unstrapped, that is the condenser that's going outside. We're going to be mounting this on the wall of the house using brackets that look like this. Pretty neat brackets. They just unfold like this. There's 3 bolts that get lag bolted to the house. The condensing unit will sit on these brackets. So we have the condenser mounted on the wall of the house right now. Came out really good. Kind of blends into the color of the house a little bit. So straight up here we have the 3-inch hole we drilled earlier. And it's going to come straight down here. Right down here. And then it's going to go, the lines are going to shoot straight into here. The drain line will keep coming down. It'll probably pop out over here and then just drain out here a little bit. So everything will be nicely condensed right here. There's the line up there. I'm going to plug that up for tonight. Work on the electrical tomorrow. The electrical will be on this side. Got my internet circuit right here. Here's the condenser. So the disconnect will probably be right here. Then the whip will just run over and comes in over here. So the electrical comes into the unit on this side right here. So we'll have the disconnect over there just to make it easy. It's coming out really good so far. So up here we have the drain line Right now it's a flexible line. They give you extra drain line, which is flexible. I'm actually going to glue this into an actually hard line for 1/2-inch PVC pipe to shoot it straight down and out. We get a somewhat snug fit, and that's going to glue together just like that. Then this line will be our main drain line that shoots out the side of the house. We need some JV weld to form the seal between the two. It's good for PVC, plastics, so this should work really good, and I'll let it cure for a while. And then no one's going to be yanking on this either, so it's probably not going to come apart ever, so I think we'll be in good shape. So we're going to let this dry overnight. Next up, tomorrow morning, we'll probably start working on the electrical for the outside condenser and getting all these lines situated. I'll be in really good shape. So right now we're going to work on getting the electrical out to the condensing unit. Right here we have the sub panel. We're going to run the 12 gauge, 12x3 wire up into the ceiling, over, and then back straight down this wall. And it's going to shoot straight out the wall here and go into the quick disconnect box outside. So here I've got some conduit and everything we need for the inside. Basically, it's going to come straight out of the ceiling up against the wall into this box right here. It's going to shoot down into this box here and then shoot straight through the concrete wall into the quick disconnect box. All connected together. Everything will have this nice conduit. The conduit will be tied to the wall on the inside with the 1/2-inch conduit straps. So it should go relatively easy. The hardest part is going to be drilling the hole through the concrete wall and fishing the power line from this location over to this location. But luckily I've got these two lights. I can take these two lights out and I've got a good 6-inch hole that I can reach my hand up inside to help move the wire from point A to point B. So real quick before anybody complains about this work right here, this is my main house panel, this is the sub panel. These wires are kind of just running freely up the wall right now. This is all going to be contained and boxed in just like the main panel. I needed to run the wires up into the ceiling before it got boxed in. So that's why it's exposed right now. That will be boxed in eventually. So right here is where the power is going to poke out of the house and go into the quick disconnect box. And then there's going to be about a 6-foot width that goes from the quick disconnect over to the power input on the condenser. is what the inside of the quick disconnect box looks like. I need to pop out this back hole, and that's what this adapter gets screwed into. Once that's done, we can mount this on the wall outside. Like that. Then we just put the washer on the inside to lock that in place. Let's tighten it down. There we go. That's what the inside looks like now. The electrical wires from the panel will come into here. Then it'll come out from this side and head out probably down this hole over to, so I'll break this one out while I have it inside too. Then they'll come out of here, out this hole here, and head over to the condensing unit. So right now we're going to mark and install the outside box. This is where the conduit's going to be coming in through the inside. Going to line that up with the hole we just made. We're going to level the box. Now we're going to use the marker and we're going to mark the 4 holes where we're going to actually drill and Tapcon this into the wall. We're using these little blue Tapcon bits. I don't know if you can see that alright out here in the bright sun. So pretty much this is going to get mounted right here like this. Just like that. And the Tapcons will hold this in. I put little washers on them just to hold it a little better. And I'm probably going to end up putting some caulk around the back side of this box on each one of these spots just to seal it up nicely. And around this section too on the back side before we put it on. So I've sealed up around the actual conduit that's going into the box and around all the holes. Put a big gob of caulk on there. And I caulked around this hole too. I don't know if it's going to help, but better than nothing. So right now I'm going to cut a piece of this conduit, probably about a foot long or so. It's going to be a lot less than that, but I need a piece that goes from the inside box, like this, to the outside quick disconnect. So I'm going to stick a 12-inch piece into the hole on the inside into the outside quick disconnect box. Mark how far we need it, then I'll cut the exact length. Got these cobalt pipe cutters, they work freaking awesome. The theory is it's going to go into this side on the inside of the garage, go through the concrete wall into the quick disconnect box. Then I've got a solid piece of conduit all the way to the quick disconnect. So right now I have the conduit run down the wall with the electrical wire in it to this box right here. And now I'm going to poke the wires out through the box into the quick disconnect. So right now I've got the conduit completely strapped to the wall. I'm going to put the cover on down there right now. So I bought this 6-foot pre-assembled whip that's going to go from the quick disconnect to the condenser outside. We're going to hook that up right now and wire in the quick disconnect, so that'll be all done. Two outside lines are line, which would be the line coming in. The 2 inside lines are load, which will go over to the actual condenser, and this will be the ground bar. So the the red lines are hot lines, so I'm wrapping these with black electrical tape just so we know on the panel inside that they are actually black load lines. L1 and L2, which is line 1, line 2, coming in from the quick disconnect. Then we got this green screw, which is the ground. I'm going to use these little connectors crimped on the ends of the power line to fit nicely up inside here. And then these will just screw into place nice and easy. And then the little goes to the ground. So this is the cover, and it has these rubber grommets. So I'm going to take this one rubber grommet out. Our flexible cable actually has a grommet and a nice connection on it. So we'll just feed these right up through here. That. That's what the inside looks like. Like that. Then you put the nut on. And hold these nice and tightly in place. So Steve flew all the way out from Idaho just to help with the install. This is Steve, everybody. Hi. So what we're doing is we're going to cut the end of the copper lines and we're going to reflare them. Right now we're bending the copper lines to fit. We have to splice right in here, so we're going to weld these together right here. It's going to go right into the unit coming down the wall. Steve's just using a tubing bender there to make the bend.
Split on me right there. Gotta redo it again.
Oh, we got 79 degrees showing on the unit up there.
Oh, just came on.
And 79 degrees showing on the remote. I don't know if you can even read this on here. There we go, right there. Checking the system outside. The fan is running. It's actually nice and quiet. So So I picked up 2 of these PVC line cover sets. They're about 16 feet long each. One goes on the inside, one goes on the outside of the house. We're gonna open it up right now, see what it looks like. Once this is installed, which we'll be doing next, this install will be 100% complete. We're just adding the cover to the line set out here right now. Alright everyone, that's gonna wrap for this video. Huge shout out to Steve for coming all the way out from Idaho on his vacation to help me finish the install of the mini split. Everything is working nice and perfectly, blowing out tons of cold air in the garage, just waiting for a couple hot days to really crank that bad boy up and see what it can really do. I'll leave a link to all the parts I use for this install in the description down below, so please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification icon down below so you know when future videos do come out, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.